I'm doing this tonight. You're probably gonna start a fight.
This is
Ooh,
Memoirs of a Geisha. You look like,
who says this?
the one
Scorpion?
from, no, I was gonna say Katana. Does
Yes,
Katana have that? She has that, right?
yes.
Or the other one, Melina?
Is that the one? And oh, it's Melina's the one when she takes it off and she has that crazy mouth.
Yes. That
Okay.
crazy mouth do some crazy things, though.
Yeah,
Boy, let me
what that
tell
mouth
you.
do? What
What that
that
mouth
mouth
do.
do?
What that mouth do.
I wish I had my retainer in.
Ah, dang. I shoulda had, Dracula teeth. I don't have
Oh
Dracula
man, do
teeth.
you have that?
No, I
Wait,
don't.
you don't have Dracula teeth? You just said you should have Dracula teeth?
Yeah, I just said I wish I had Dracula teeth.
I just assumed you would have Dracula teeth.
I did, and, like, honestly, I don't even know where they're at, like, I'm sure they do somewhere stashed.
What do
I
you
do.
have Dracula teeth for? Were you a vampire?
Sometimes we need to, suck a little blood. Went a little low on the iron deficiency. Gotta do what you gotta do. What that mouth do. Does a whole lot of sucking. How do you think I made all the way over here with my career? Dun, dun, dun.
On that note, from movies and video games, welcome to Marie Plays It All. Today's episode is Late to the Game with
Hoo, hoo, hoorah! Hoorah! We raw!
I'm going back in my blanket. Anyway, late to the game where my co-host D-Bone Steak.
Oh, deboned steak. I like
D-Bone
that.
Steak. I was waiting to see. Are you gonna do an impression of a sizzling D-Bone steak?
How do you do that?
That's pretty
That's
good.
what you're
Yeah, yeah,
sizzling.
yeah. Okay, so my co-host, D-Bone Steak, forces me
Mhm.
to watch popular movies that I embarrassingly have not seen.
Never seen them,
Still,
not once, not never, never ever. So we get to sit here and ridicule her and make fun of her for not watching them by asking her a series of questions before she watches them, and she has to answer them. And then we're gonna find out, is she gonna play it back or is she gonna rage quit, never watching them again?
I can't wait every time.
You ready for the movie reveal? Leon the Professional.
Oh,
Do you know it?
I know what it is, yeah.
Have you already seen it?
I think I've seen bits of it at a sleepover when I was really young, and I don't remember.
Oh, damn. Okay, so you don't really remember it then.
I don't really know the story, Daniel. I don't really know it. I know, like, some of the actors, and I know
Okay.
that's about it.
Pop quiz, hot shot. Question number one. Doo doo doo. What's the movie about? Boom boom boom.
It is about,
Boom
Leon.
boom boom. Yes. Sorry, that's not helping
Keep
you.
going. Just keep doing it. Who is a professional. I'm
Hmm.
guessing he's like a man or an assassin or a guy who has a gun of some sort, who kills people, and then he's gonna come into contact with this young girl who is played by Natalie Portman, and it's gonna be a little bit of weird, awkward, like, this probably shouldn't be in a movie because she's really young and a child, but for some reason, there's, like, tension between them.
You've seen too much of the movie already.
No, I
Wait, it's
haven't
too
seen
much.
2.
It's too much. It's okay. It's
Are
okay.
we
We'll
not
do a
doing
different
it?
movie. No, we're not doing it. So it's the fact that you already know too much about Leon the Professional and it's not funny anymore. But I might as well give you a little bit of fun facts because I found a few of them. There was a script for a sequel, but the director, Luc Besson, left the production company that made it. So they retained the rights out of spite. They wouldn't give it to him. The director ended up using the idea for a later film without Natalie Portman involved. Mel Gibson was once on board to play Leon, but the director, Luc Besson, only wanted Jean Reno. Jean.
Yeah, good choice.
And last one, Jean Reno decided to play the character a little slow to make the audience believe that he wasn't taking advantage of Mathilda, but that she was the one leading him emotionally because it was big
Smart.
controversy whether he was
Mhm,
setting her up and grooming her. So the fact that he did play
mhm.
a little slow made us like his character a little more, made it feel like it was a little more surface level and more safer,
Innocent. A little more
innocent.
innocent? Yeah,
Yes.
I like that fact.
So here's a new rule that we just created on the spot. If I name a movie that Marie has already seen and knows a little bit too much about it, then she plays the Uno reverse card on me. Play it. What's the motion?
No? Set your card down? Like, what do you do? I haven't played Uno in years.
Now that she's playing the Uno reverse card on me, she gets to name a movie that I haven't seen, and she's gonna ask me a series of questions. Brr, brr.
That's my happy sound.
Yeah. I get it's almost like Mario Brothers, you know, when player one dies and the second player loads up and one person's like, "Aw," and the other person's like, "Hell yeah!" And they're ready to play. That's what it is.
This is just proof that Marie knows some things. Okay. I'm so happy this happened. The movie is
Brrrra, drrrra, 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 drrrra.
the whole drum line.
Okay.
All right. It's Mermaids.
Is that the one with Cher, Christina Ricci, young Christina Ricci? Does it have Cher in it?
What
Because
are
if
my
it's the one that
questions?
I think it is, then I know the movie. Then I've seen it enough because I saw it as a kid.
This episode's going down the toilet.
It has Christina Ricci, right, in it, and it's like a mother with 2 kids.
First of all, Daniel, I was like so sad. I'm like, he's no way seen this movie. This is such a
Oh,
chick
yeah.
flick. There's no way he's seen.
Raised by
Oh
women.
wow.
Raised
Oh
by
my
women.
god. And freaking Winona Ryder.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. It
I'm
had Christina
so
Ricci and Winona Ryder, which you'd never seen them both in a movie together, even though they both were like one was like the younger version of her in a way, where like they were kinda you know what I mean? Like if they were both the same age, they both would have went for the same parts.
one of my questions was two of the main actresses have both been in Tim Burton films.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna be like maybe it's like a horror movie. You're gonna make this whole horror movie, and then all the questions I picked somewhat sounded horror like because there's so much religious stuff in that movie. Oh my god, you guys, he's seen mermaids. He's seen mermaids. I was like, I'm gonna get him on the chick flicks. I'll get him. Okay,
I haven't
guys.
seen them all though. There's some. Okay.
This
So
is
we
this is
need a
just proves that we haven't talked beforehand.
back to the
Put
reveal.
that blanket back up. Okay, for the third reveal of the day.
Thank you. This one is a comedy legend classic that you probably might have known a little bit about, but I don't know if you've seen it. This is Spinal Tap.
Never have seen it.
Do you know anything about it?
Turn it up to 11. That's like the only thing.
Yes. All right,
I don't
good.
know.
We got one, baby. We got
We
one.
got one.
Woo. Okay, good.
Third time's a
Yes.
charm, Daniel. Third
Third
time's a
time's a
charm.
charm. The second we invented the rule of if I throw out a movie that you've already seen, you're gonna throw a Uno reversal card on me. And boy, did you. But guess what? I've also seen that movie. Uno reverse card back at you. So now we're going with Spinal Tap. You ready for this one?
I'm ready. I'm just still stunned that you have seen mermaids, and I just now nothing. Now I just don't feel safe.
Pop quiz. Hot shot. Ah. What's the movie about?
Spinal Tap is about this. It's
Yes. What is it about?
about like a metal band just coming together, wanting to make it big. I'm guessing, and like there's like there are a bunch of guys, and I'm guessing it's metal, not like grunt. No, that sounds like a metal name. I think it's maybe the story of them like going on tour to like try to get their name out and make it, and all the shenanigans that they're going to encounter on their tour travels.
There's so much shenanigans. There's shenanigans here. There's shenanigans there. There's shenanigans up. There's shenanigans down.
Right? I mean, that sounds like what it's about, right?
Sure.
I mean, I think
Kind
more
of.
or less.
Okay. More or
Okay.
less. And does this band in your world, are they successful? You said no. You said they're trying to be successful, right?
Yeah, I think they're just starting out. I feel like they're just starting out, trying to get their name out, and they're trying to become successful and be like a well-known band.
So do you think they get to any level of success by the end of the film?
Define success. Maybe not financially or in like the big grand scale of bands, but maybe in their hearts. They feel like they made it because they got their fan base. And I feel like maybe in their hearts, they're like, you know what? This is what it's about. We got to be true to ourselves and our music and not like, sell out just to become famous.
Uh,
Ah,
the main writer for this movie is a legend in comedy. Who is it?
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. So Adam
Is
Sandler's
it?
in this movie.
I don't know.
No,
But
the main
it,
writer. Well, the person's
the main
also
writer?
in the movie. The person's also in the movie.
Oh, I know Adam Sandler's in a movie where he's in a band. Oh, no, wait, what am I thinking about? Him Brendan Fraser, are they not in a band in a movie? Am I thinking of something else? It's not Spinal Tap. It's a different thing, right? Danielle? That was the Adam Sandler. I mean, let's just go. Let's go with it. I just don't think he has a big role in it. Maybe he's just like their roadie, sound check guy.
Okay, makes sense. What is the tagline of this movie?
It's a turn it up to 11, right? Turn it up to 11, crank it up to 11, go up to some to 11. And the reason why it's funny is because it only goes up to 10 on an amp. Is that this movie?
Yeah, but the tagline, not a famous line in the movie. The tagline
Oh,
is like what you see like on a movie poster.
I thought that was
It
the
could be
tagline
that.
as
That's it.
well.
Turn up to
That's what I'm
11.
saying.
Okay. So what's so special about Nigel's stereo?
It goes up to 11
But why?
because he got it at a pawn shop that sells magical things like mogwai. And
Yes.
the guy at the pawn shop was like, if you buy this magical amp, you will have all the riches and fame and women that you want in the world. And so that's why they do it. And then whenever they turn up to 11, that's when all the magic happens. And then all the girls are like, throwing their bras on stage, and then the people they're getting the money, and they got the people, but it also comes at a cost. Beware, it comes with the cost. You have to use it with purity of your heart and never for greed,
That's starting
or
to sound
else
like
it will.
Leprechaun. I'm the Leprechaun.
He comes on stage with his pogo stick, and then that's it.
There you go. His pogo
Mm.
stick. That's why
Mhm.
Spinal Tap, right? Because his spine is tapping up and down on the pogo stick. It
Mhm.
all makes sense. Got it.
Drop it like
Okay.
it's hot. Let's go.
Drop it like it's hot, pick it up like it's cold. Which famous musician saw this and didn't laugh because they thought it was real?
I'm gonna say whatever the freaking Lars guy from Metallica,
Okay. Okay.
because he's no fun, and isn't he the one who got all mad at Napster and was like, "Oh
Yes.
no, you poor millionaire."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's clearly see?
Yeah.
So this guy, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, this is what the whole movie is about. Not about the riches and stuff. It's about the heart. And you should want to share your music with people regardless. Maybe there's people who can't afford it, okay? But they want to enjoy your music. Lars, laugh with the movie.
Yeah. Suck it,
God.
Lars. Much of the film was what?
Much of the film was improvised.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
That
Just
that's
improvised.
the answer you're going with? Okay.
Yes. On the fly.
Spinal Tap later appeared on which show?
David Letterman. Right? I can see him bringing it on. This is Spinal Tap, and then they go out there, and then they
Is
have a
that this
flashback.
your Spinal
This
Tap?
is Spinal Tap, and then they're out there like, "Hey guys, let's go. This is the Letterman show. We got this. Got to play with everything we got." And they go out there, and then they have a flashback. But remember, you have
That's
to
the old
play
man
from
in
the
the
heart.
back.
From the heart. They're having a flashback. They're having a flashback from the
Oh.
heart, and never for greed. But it's like, they're like, "But we're on the Letterman show," and then the freaking Leprechaun came out, and then that was it for them.
On the pogo stick.
He's like, "Nope, you done Letterman. You sold out, bitch."
And the pogo stick. You have a leprechaun and a pogo stick, automatic sold out. Done.
Done.
Career's done. Poor Adam Sandler, right? Am I right?
Am I right?
The actor Harry Shearer,
Mhm.
one of the actors in this, is most famous for what?
The Simpsons.
You recognize the name?
Yes.
What does he do on The Simpsons?
He
Not so smart
does
are you now, Marie?
no.
What does he do?
I'm trying to think, does he do Homer? Does he do that, like, doctor guy too? Harry Shearer. I think I'm saying, yeah, isn't he Homer? And also a bunch of other people?
You
I'm
can't get away with a
wrong.
bunch of other people. That's too broad. You got to give me specifics.
Homer
Okay.
and
Give me two more.
the doctor who laughs funny. What's his name? Dr. Hebert?
Okay.
Him, and I'm trying to think of, not, Phoebe's David. What's his name again? The guy plays Dave in Friends. He does so many of the voices.
Mhm.
What would Jesus do? Sorry. And also the Harry Shearer does Mo.
Okay. Okay. Those three. Mo, Homer, and Doctor. What was it?
Hubert?
Hebert.
Hubert.
Hebert.
Hubert. Hubert.
Hebert.
Hubert?
Hi,
Okay.
everybody. That guy.
No, not that one. No, the one's like laughs like
All three front men play bass on which song?
all 3 frontmen are all playing bass at the same time?
Yeah.
They're all playing bass at the same time.
On which song?
It's a song that, like, is not like, it's a cover, they're covering a song?
Nope.
Oh. Oh, you want me to give the title of the Spinal Tap song?
Yes.
Oh my god. It was a metal sounding song with bass. The Fires of Mordor.
And how does Fires of Mordor go? Do you want to provide some lyrics? A little bit of
Nope.
melody? No, come on.
You do
Fires
it,
of
Daniel.
Mordor. Boom, 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 boom.
Dun, 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 dun.
There you
Lord of the
go.
Rings, that's where they got it from.
Burn, burn, burn. Okay. Who appears as a mime in the party scene?
Hank Azaria, that's the other guy's name. Hank Azaria, right? Sorry. Who appears as a mime? Woody Harrelson.
Okay, Woody Harrelson.
I don't know why I thought about that. For some reason, the Cheers theme
Cheers.
song popped in my head. This is how my
Ha What's the Cheers theme song? Hit me with it. I don't even think I know it.
everybody knows your
Oh, yeah,
name. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody wants to
Ba-da-da-dun-dun.
and
What
they're
is it?
always glad you
Glad you
came.
came.
That's what she said.
I don't remember that part being in the theme song. But hey, now we're gonna watch the movie, see if you like it. Are you gonna play it back or are you gonna rage quit? I think you're gonna personally play it back because I think it's funny as hell. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see if your what your comedy taste is. I don't know what your comedy taste is actually. I don't know very many comedies that
Really?
you watch. You
Okay.
watch horror. I don't know how many comedies you've
Mhm.
seen actually. This is interesting. It helps me
Yeah.
gauge where your comedy taste is because I've showed you Young Frankenstein that you kind of liked,
Yeah.
right? You liked Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I showed you Heavyweights that you hated.
You hate it. You know what? Like,
Yeah, but it's not an adult comedy. Like, I totally agree. I knew exactly what I was
Mhm.
getting you into with that one. But now this is Spinal Tap. Okay, I'm not gonna give away any hints of what it is, but I have a
I
feeling
don't
you're
like
gonna
to
love it.
laugh.
When you watch comedy, you just go, ha 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 ha. That's it. You don't even want to
Oh, no,
smile.
God. Oh, Daniel, no. My laughs are so terrible. Witch cackles, Santa laughs.
Ho ho ho. You hoes? You ho when you laugh?
That's why I don't watch comedies often because I'm just, like, insulting people, sounding like a witch, calling people hoes.
Now time for the movie.
Slowly drop down to reveal the face, and now the geisha is revealed.
It
We are
sounds
back.
like a massage.
I know, we are back to talk about Spinal Tap in a calm no, it won't be calm because it's Spinal Tap.
Yes, Spinal Tap. I think you're gonna think that it was okay,
Okay,
that there was some funny moments, but also think you're gonna think it was a little boring in some areas.
okay.
That's my thoughts. So let's see. Okay, what is the movie about?
The movie is about first of all, I thought that the movie actually was made in the '90s, and when I saw that it was made in
Why?
1984,
Wait, what made you think it was
I
the 90s?
no idea. I just in my
Bec-
mind always
Do you
thought it was made in the '90s.
I have an answer for that. I already know why.
Why?
Because we were 80 babies, right? We're born in the
Yeah,
80s,
yeah.
but really the 90s was our childhood and nothing
Mhm,
existed before we were kids. So
mhm.
anything that existed was the 90s or higher.
Yep,
Duh.
and that's what I think, and this movie
Yeah.
legit came out the same year we were born, so I think it kind of I don't know.
Yeah. We're 90s kids. Do you consider yourself an 80s kid or a 90s kid?
I'm an '80s baby, but a '90s kid.
Yeah, I consider myself a 90s kid because I don't really have a
Mm,
lot of knowledge when I was in the 80s. I don't really remember any
no.
of that. I was freaking toddler. But
Mhm,
90s, that is my jam. That's when I was watching Nickelodeon, watching all those
mhm.
cartoons. Yes.
Yeah.
Great stuff. And I just got a Paramount Plus, and they have all these old school Nickelodeon television series.
Ooh. What was your favorite one?
Oh man, there was a bunch. But like I used to mess with the main ones was like I used to watch Rugrats, All Real Monsters, Rocko's Modern Life, Doug was a good one. Those were probably like the main ones. What about you?
Rocko's Modern Life was my favorite. It's like, "Mm, the cage, wash your hands." Oh, I love that. The Tales of the Nuclear Swan. Oh my God. Rocko's Modern Life.
Wait,
Love
wait.
it.
Why'd you say it like Marissa Tomei?
Because that turtle guy has that accent,
He doesn't
doesn't
sound like
he?
Marissa Tomei. He sounds like a Jew. He sounds like Woody Allen a little bit.
But I
A little
thought
bit.
he had like a raspy, yeah, nuclear swan. Isn't that? Because I'm
Yeah,
Italian.
yeah, 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 yeah. But he sounds more Jewish than he does Italian.
Well, I thought I was trying to be Jewish.
Well, there we go. On that note, back to Spinal Tap. So it wasn't in the 90s. It was
Sorry.
made in the
Mm.
80s.
Yes, and it is about a British rock band who has been a band. Well, the two lead guitarists and singers have been a band for years and years and years, since like the
Yes.
60s, and they've been
Yes.
friends forever.
Yep.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
And it's a mockumentary about them going on tour.
Technically, they called it a rockumentary.
Oh shoot, yeah, rockumentary. And they're
Yes.
being interviewed by Rob Reiner.
There you go. That's good. Okay. Now, the main writer for this movie is a legend in comedy. Who is it?
Okay, so I said Adam Sandler because I thought it was the
Hmm.
90s.
Yes.
Uh, and it is Rob Reiner.
No.
Yes,
Well,
he
yeah,
directed
but
it.
the one I'm talking about is yeah, he directed. I'm talking about a writer, Christopher
Oh,
Guest,
sorry.
because I
Oh,
said he was also
oh.
in it. Well, Rob Reiner was in it as
Yeah,
well,
so
but
Robert. This is why I'm
Christopher
confused.
Guest, Christopher Guest, he's a comedy legend. The guy's done so many great comedies.
Okay, what has he done? Because I was looking up all Rob Reiner stuff.
What? He did Best in Show, but Christopher
Okay.
Guest is known for doing a lot of improv comedies similar to this one,
Mm,
where he gets a
mhm,
good collection. That's where Jennifer Coolidge, that's where she
mhm,
comes from. That's where Jane was it Jane Lynch? I think her name is Jane
mhm,
Lynch was on. So
mhm,
they come from there. Eugene Levy is from there. So like he
mhm.
gets a lot of those ones. Even oh, what's her name? O'Hara, the one from
Catherine O'Hara. Catherine
yeah,
O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara. So yeah,
Yeah.
when you research him, you're gonna. Have you seen any of his movies?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up because I was looking up Rob Reiner
No, no,
because I was
no.
like, oh,
That's why I said writer. That's
I
okay.
got it confused with a director. But you know what? It was so funny though because I'm like, he's giving me another Rob Reiner directed movie, and he made fun of me for thinking that he's connecting all these movies together when literally all these movies so far have been connected in some sort of way. Like Princess Bride, Rob Reiner.
So you're saying I'm M Night Shyamalan? You. I'm throwing you some stuff. You
Hmm.
think it's all connected when sometimes I'm just giving it to you for face value.
FYI, Daniel's been dead this whole time.
Don't tell them that. Right. I've been dead on the inside, so you're not entirely wrong. Okay.
Oh,
What is the tagline to the movie?
these go to 11, right?
Well, I saw two of them. I saw that one, but I also
Oh,
saw
okay.
Life on the Road is never this funny. That's the real tagline for the movie that you see on the poster.
Oh, because I
Yeah.
looked it up and it gave me the other one. It didn't give me that one. I didn't look at posters though, so
Oh,
maybe
you
that's
didn't look
why.
it up. You didn't look it
I
up.
I did look it up, and that's what popped up.
Oh,
But of course, you went for the less popular one
I
because
went for the
Daniel needs to
real
go for
one.
the more. Yeah,
I
okay.
went for the real one. That's what's on the movie poster. All right. What's so special about Nigel's stereo?
His amp goes up to 11.
Yeah. And
It
why?
goes up to 11 because that's one louder than 10. And then when they've got to push it, if they need to push it, they push it real good to 11. It's
Because
great,
they can
right?
make it louder.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, not because he got it from a special pawn shop that sells magical items. Not
No, there's no Mogwais in this one, but there might be in
no.
part two. Which famous musician saw this and didn't laugh because they thought it was real?
I didn't look this up. I want you to tell me.
Ozzy Osbourne
Oh, okay.
thought it was real. And it did for the most part, but we'll get into your thoughts on that. Much of the film was what?
Improvised.
Yep. The only
But
question you've gotten right out of an entire show so far.
okay.
Late to the game.
No, I knew the goes up to 11 thing for
You
his
did know
amp. I
that.
knew that.
You're right. You're right. Spinal Tap later appeared on which show in
I
real?
didn't look that up either.
The Simpsons.
Oh, okay.
That
That
makes
makes total
sense.
sense.
Yep.
Okay.
The actor Ari Shearer,
Mhm.
one of the main actors, is most famous for what?
Oh, I got this right, but I got his voices wrong.
Correct.
So
And you even
voice
gave
on The
me three
Simpsons,
options, and all of them were wrong.
all wrong. But weren't they all done by Dan? How you pronounce it? Castellaneta?
Yes. Wrong guy, but
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Right. So and then Harry Shearer does like Principal Skinner and Mr. Burns and Reverend Lovejoy and Smithers and Flanders and all that.
Exactly. All 3 frontmen play bass on which song?
Big Bottom.
And who doesn't love a big bottom? First of all, that song was hilarious, so when you hear it, I'm like, "That's hilarious."
Mhm.
And yet it's
It was
still good. It
great.
reminds me of, like, Tenacious D. Do you know who Tenacious D is?
Yes.
It reminds me of that, or, like, Fly the Conchords, where it's like they use comedy, but they're using real music, and it's like, "This is actually pretty good."
And you know
Um,
what? It promotes a healthy body image, so I was really for it.
that's what I'm saying. They've been ahead of their time. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Mud
mhm,
flaps? Come on.
mhm.
They've never used mud flaps in such a flattering way for women. Who appears as a mime in the party scene?
Should have known it was Billy Crystal because I should have got the ties together for the other movie that you want me to watch.
The Princess
It's
Bride.
Billy Crystal. Yeah,
Billy Crystal.
perfect. This
Yes.
is what I mean. Last time you made fun of me because I said Robin Wright Ken, and you're like, "Oh, you think the movies yeah," and then he gave me a movie that has
Yeah.
then he had 2 gave me a movie that has 2 freaking Princess Bride things in it.
And yet, you still didn't get it right.
I didn't why you make fun of me
You're
again.
overthinking it. See? This is a perfect way to mess with Marie, is to give you something complex, then give you something else that's complex, and now I followed it up with a series of simple things, and now you're way overthinking it, and the next time we go,
Mhm.
you think, "Oh, no, now he's gonna give me complex because he mentioned that it's simple," or is he not? And you're gonna start overthinking it, and now it's just a series of webs, and now I've created a master plan without having to do much work anymore.
Yeah, so don't let Daniel know what your problems are, like anxiety or OCD or overthinking, 'cause then he's gonna use it against you like a freaking devious villain mastermind.
Correct, because I'm dead inside.
Marie overthinks, let's butcher her with it.
That's a good segment. Marie overthinks.
Marie overthinks it all.
Marie overthinks it all. Where we sit here and present a series of problems to her, and she has to help solve them live on camera.
Oh my god, that sounds like my hell.
And we do this live, and then our audience gets to sit there and do their life problems, and yet to be able to provide them real life solutions without any prep time or anything or any research. You have to use
Oh
you
my
just
god.
just your own life common knowledge to try to come up with this. That sounds like a pretty
Okay,
good
on the
show, not
spot.
gonna lie.
Well, I mean, if anybody wants to do that, we will do it and we'll just be suffering together. So let's just do it, guys.
Can't stop, won't stop.
It's a Saw scenario to me. That's what it is. It's like
Yeah.
that's what my Saw thing would be. Be like, hey, here's a bunch of problems to think of answers on the spot and don't
Mhm.
overthink it. And if you
Here
overthink it, your head will explode.
here's option A that'll make it bad. Here's option B that can make it worse. Take your option. Got a new show. There you go.
Sign me up.
Go watch that on Fridays on the NOS channel. So now that we went through a series of questions,
Yes.
here is the big reveal. How do you feel about the movie?
I think that this movie is my favorite one that you've given me so far.
Really? So you loved it.
Mhm.
Okay. I thought you were gonna go
Mhm.
like a little, it was good, but nice. So you love Spinal Tap. So it holds up.
I laughed so hard, so many times. I kept
Subtleties.
saying "This is amazing" a bunch of times, and then I was like, "Wait, is this actually improv?" I thought maybe in the beginning, but then I looked it up to make sure, and that made it like a billion times better. Because I was like, "This is a brilliant genius, absolute masterpiece of a movie.
Yeah.
Perfect." I
And
loved it.
when they were talking about how the people kept dying, that was
Oh my god, so funny.
and, like, you could see the comedy playing out, and then Christopher Guest is more behind the camera. He doesn't usually do acting, but he's
Mhm.
phenomenal.
Oh,
His acting is phenomenal. I don't know why he doesn't just do more acting. I think he just really likes the creative process behind it, so he's usually behind the camera a lot, but he's
oh
good.
man.
He's good. Those actors are
He was
very good.
perfect. The David guy who's like the brother in Better Call Saul, I forget what else he's in. I'm like, how is this guy the most amazing actor? And they could sing so well. Okay, you know what? I I loved everything about it because I grew up a very classic rock in a very classic rock family.
Me
So I
too.
was like picking up, I'm like on all the musical influences. I'm like, oh man, this is like Jethro Tull, and this is like Kiss, and this is like Alice Cooper, and this is like the Rolling Stones, and that sounds like the Who. And I was like, all of the bands they like meshed into it. I was like, oh, it was good. I
It
loved it.
was. And like the little
Mhm.
things where they go to the guy's funeral, at his tombstone, they look at his burial, and then one of them starts singing, and the other one starts to join him, and he's like off pitch, and then they're just sitting there, they're arguing over trying to find the right note to be in unison, but hilarious, or to be in
It
harmony.
was
Funny,
and that was, like, improvised.
yeah.
How?
Most of the movies, these guys are just. That's the thing with Christopher Guest is that they do a lot of. His people are. I don't know if he's associated with the Groundlings, but, like, it's a lot of, like, improv comedy groups, so they work so much with each other that they know how to play off of each other, and there's such a
Mm,
different art form to improv comedy, and it really
mm,
does take, like, a relationship drama where not drama, but, like, there's a symbioticness that works with it, and you have to work with them in time. That's why Christopher Guest tends to work with the same group of people because his
mm,
movies are a lot improv, and you could tell they pull from, like, Monty Python. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, you can read
yeah.
that, and it's just it's hilarious.
You can just feel, like, the chemistry between them, the main 3, especially the 2, but the main 3,
Yeah.
and it just, like, just watching them, I'm like, "How are they pulling off British mannerisms?" Like, not just the accent, like, some of the best fake British accents I've ever seen, but, like, they
Mhm.
were I don't wanna, like, stereotype the Brits, but they were moving and, like, everything they were doing, I was like, "This is." I don't know, I loved I want a Spinal Tap shirt. I love that movie so much.
It's so stupidly brilliant, and
Mhm.
I love that. That's why I love British comedy because
Mhm.
the British, like, they do such a good job doing that because they know such a simple way of doing comedy that's so genius and clever, but then they simplify it with such idiotic characters, right? Like Ricky Gervais would do that with the British version of The Office was so good like that. Monty Python's notorious for doing that. Mr. Bean. Like, you have these such clever ways with such stupid characters that it just makes it so relatable and funny, and it's always, like, circumstantial in a sense. You can read so much in just facial expressions and just
Yes.
that conversation.
But the
Mhm.
thing about it is, it's not a British comedy,
No.
but it felt like a genuine British comedy. They pulled everything off. That's what I mean. I don't wanna stereotype it, but it felt like a legit British in the best way possible, I mean,
Yeah,
comedy. Everything, their
yeah,
acting, the way they were presenting themselves, it was like a British comedy, but it
yeah.
wasn't, which makes it even more like, how did these Yanks do that?
Christopher Guest, I'm telling you,
So
if you're not familiar with his
good.
work, go and check out his work. He's really good.
Okay.
Rob Reiner's great, like, I'm not dismissing that, but
Mhm.
Christopher Guest, when you say Christopher Guest, people know exactly what that means with comedy. That's why I say, that's why when you know more of him, and if I was to ask you this question later, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's not a Rob Reiner comedy. That's a Christopher Guest comedy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I got writer and a director screwed up when I was putting my answer down, so you're right, it's not Rob Reiner. To me, Rob Reiner's like When Harry Met Sally.
Exactly, yeah. He's
Mhm,
that. Like, he's still good. Like, I'm not,
mhm,
dismissing him at all. It's just Christopher Guest is very unique and he's very much pulls from that British comedy, but he gets that. And when we say, when you say you're not trying to stereotype, to me that's not stereotyping, is paying an ode because they
mhm,
created this version of comedies and they do it so well. And that's why I love
yeah,
going to it. And I know you have TV shows and stuff that you watch, right? From England that you just love and obsess over, and it's that
mhm.
style of comedy. I
One of
love
my
it too.
faves, man, one of my faves. Peep Show.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm. 2nd favorite TV show of all time. If anyone doesn't know Peep Show, watch it.
Oh, it was really funny how they did, like, the 1960s. So you see, like, it kinda
Ah,
modeled a little bit of, like, the Beatles. It reminded me a little bit of the
yes,
Beatles, you know what I mean? And then they went
yes.
yeah, and then they went rock with it, but
Absolutely the Beatles, and a little bit
yeah.
like old Rolling Stones, like the sitar and everything like that. I was like, "This
Mhm.
is so perfect." And they're coming out with a sequel with the original cast?
Yeah. So they're doing that, and then they've also done concerts. So they've actually went on concert tours where they were playing the original music, 'cause people actually full on listen to it because the music's pretty good. When you combine music with comedy, I think I give so much more level of respect for that. So that's why the Tenacious D, I love Tenacious D. I love Fly the Concords. I've seen them live, like Fly the Concords at a comedy show, but it's hilarious. I love when they do that because it's so much more clever to me when it's well written music. So I guess it's safe to say, are you gonna rage quit or play it back?
I'm gonna play it back. I'm gonna turn that up to 11 every time I
There you
watch
go.
it. I seriously. Are you a little bit shocked that I love this movie so much, even more than American Werewolf in London?
No, I thought you would. I just thought through your demeanor and all that, I thought, maybe for whatever reason, maybe you didn't love it as much or something. I don't know. So no, I'm not
Love
shocked
it.
though.
Me and Heisenberg approve.
Yes.
Thank you for watching another episode of Late to the Game with my co-host. I screwed up the names in different episodes because we record them at different times. But so I called you D-bone steak at the beginning of this one and then at the end of the last episode, but then I called you D-pain at the beginning of the last episode. So today at the end, you're D-pain again.
Story of my life.
I'm waiting for the impression though.
Yeah.
You don't have it in you today? Oh, I forgot you were dead inside. Oh, yeah. You can catch more of our content on our YouTube page, Not a Strong Start. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to your podcasts. You can follow us on IG and Twitter at Not a Strong Start. You can follow me on IG at Replays It All.
And you can follow me at King_Sangre. Watch more episodes as we ramp it up to 11, and you're going to see more of Late to the Game, where I'm going to force Marie to watch more movies against her will, whether she likes it or not. I'm going to give you some that you're going to love, some that she's not going to love, and you can see how her opinions are wrong if she disagrees with my opinion.
I was going to say, never stop playing and never stop turning it up to 11, but you already said it. So,
Yeah. So suck it. Suck it. And we also like big bottoms.
oh, yeah. They make the rock and world go round. Let's go.
Make the rock and world go round. Bye, bye, bye.